welcome back to Drunkle Rob's Kitchen. We're going to cook something for the holidays today, and I have to warn my normal viewers, this is not a healthy snack. This is probably the least healthy snack we'll see on this channel, but I'm going to be making these with my young, healthy students for the holidays, and for them it's alright to have a sugary treat every now and then. So we're going to be making some Christmas cookies with the base ingredients you see here that are very simple, require very little cooking, and are easy to do. So first, let's take a look at the different things we're going to need, and a shout out to the English Bob students that are watching. Okay, first thing we need is a rolling pin, or something that works as a rolling pin, basic and simple. Some sort of waxy no-stick paper that we're going to roll these out onto, so you don't want them sticking to the paper. Cookie cutters for whatever you want. We're doing Christmas, so we got Santa, stars, snowflakes, snowmen, Christmas trees. We got all these different shapes for Christmas. M&Ms are for decorational purposes. You use small ones. I picked up peanut because I'm the one eating these test samples, and I like peanut M&Ms, so there you go. You can basically use anything as colors. I don't recommend Skittles. Doesn't taste good with cereal or whatever. You got that. Plain white marshmallows. Do not get multicolor marshmallows. If you get multicolor marshmallows and you melt them together, just like crayons and other things, many colors equal brown in the end. And you don't want brown marshmallows for this recipe. Alright, we've got butter. For the class I'm going to be teaching, it's a full stick of butter, but I'm only going to be making half the amount that I'm going to make with my students, so I'm only going to be using half a stick of butter. Okay. Then the main ingredient here is this Choco Ring cereal mix. Got this at No Brand, which is kind of like the Aldi's of Korea nowadays. This is a lot of salt. If you have gout or diabetes and things of that nature, I do not recommend eating this. If you're a normal, healthy person, it's probably fine. If you're just making a cookie or two for yourself and you're sharing the rest with people who are otherwise in good health, probably not a problem. Okay, so measurements. Again, half a stick of butter. I'm only making half the normal amount. Normally what you would do is get 2 cups of this and 2 cups of this. Or sorry, 8 cups and 8 cups. We're going to be using 4 cups and 4 cups. So, the first thing I'm going to measure out is my marshmallows. Into this bowl. I want 4 cups worth. Marshmallows are not the easiest thing to measure because they are these nice little cylinders. Let's pop them open. I have a 2-cup measuring cup, and I'm only doing half, so I need 2 of these full of marshmallows. So we're gonna put them in there, and because there's so much empty space, you don't want to squish it down in because it's gonna be hard to get out. So just go over the top a little bit. It's fine. Okay, there's 2. One more time. 4 cups. For what it's worth, it looks like there's a little shy of 6 cups in 1 bag of marshmallows. So this is a 300-gram bag. If you need to be doing this for a lot of people, you'll have to figure that math out, okay? I'm going to dump the marshmallows back in here that I don't need. Put them aside. So, I got my 4 cups of marshmallows. Next, we need the same amount of this thing. We're going to go 4 cups chocolate rings. Okay, 2 cups. The measuring cup, I'm going to pour it into this other cup because I need 4, so I need to do it one more time. Alright, there we go. Don't need to open the M&Ms just yet. Before I start cooking this stuff, I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to lay out my wax paper. These are last. Okay, wax paper. So after I get this ready, I'm going to be pouring it out onto this, and I'm going to be rolling it with a rolling pin. Because melting marshmallows is a little time sensitive, you don't want to have to do this while doing marshmallows. You want to keep an eye on the marshmallow so they don't burn and get overly brown or black even. So I'm going to prep everything else ahead of time so that is not an issue. Alright, so I've got these flat on here. What you're going to want to do is first take your butter, put it in the pot you're going to use, okay? You do not want high heat like this when you're melting butter and marshmallows or chocolate and anything else that's a sugary sweet. You generally want to start on a low heat to get it going. You're going to throw it on there. You go in here. You want a plastic spatula for mixing this around. So first we're going to melt the butter in there. When the butter is about half melted is when I'm going to start adding these marshmallows. Okay, so it's about half melted, so now I'm adding marshmallows. So they start melting into this butter base. Starting to brown on me here, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. If you brown too much, you're going to end up making like toffee or caramel kind of stuff, which you don't want. Alright, so look. Oh, liquid marshmallow, okay? Now I'm going to dump this in. Mix, mix, mix. Mix till the heat. Dump this other one in. Woo, spilled some there, that's alright. Mix, mix, mix. We want everything to get equally coated in here. Okay, we want nice, equal coating. This marshmallow is going to stick the cookies or the cereal together. We need a nice coating. There we go. All right, so burn myself. Right? Alright, so here I've got it in here, and it's gonna get cool maybe rather quickly, so I can't wait or take time. It needs to come out right away, or you're gonna have a bunch of this stuff glued to the inside of your pot. So you gotta make sure you get it all out pretty quick. Just a warning, this is gonna be a pain to clean later if you let it dry all the way. So I'm gonna immediately put it under some hot water so that this sugar doesn't crystallize in my pot. Otherwise later you're gonna have to use steel wool and stuff like that to clean it out. Not what I want. So while that's doing that, you don't want to rolling pin this just yet. It's still very, very hot. If you put your hand close, you can feel it. Do not touch this until it's been out of that pot for at least 5 minutes, okay? Okay, so I could sit here and try to do this, you know, and push it down into a layer as thick as I want. That's gonna take a while. So we're gonna let it cool a little bit. And then after it cools, we're gonna be taking our rolling pin back and forth. We wanna get it to like one layer of cereal, like one thumb. So we're gonna be aiming to get this one thumb. So we're gonna give it a minute or two here to cool down. Now we're gonna do that. Okay. After it cools down, we're gonna roll it. Then we're gonna pick the shapes we want. So I'm gonna lay out my shapes here. I got Christmas tree. I got snowman. I got star. I got snowflake. Got Santa. I got another snowman and a gingerbread man. So this is a cookie cutter. This is gingerbread man. Let's take a look at this cutter though. See, this side has this folded edge. That's the side that's gonna go up. This side with no folded edge is our cutting side. This is the sharper side of the cookie cutter. This needs to go down. If you do it this way, it's not going to work very well. It needs to be cutting side down. So folded side up, cutting side down. All right, I'm gonna let this cool for a bit. I'm gonna take my rolling pin. It's being resistant. Okay, we're gonna push with the rolling pin. Don't be afraid if you hear some crunches, that's okay. We're gonna roll it back and forth a little bit. This isn't like cookies where you're going, or bread where you're going way, way back, okay? You're doing a little at a time to force it down here, across the whole thing. We want to shape it into a square as much as possible, okay? Want a nice square shape so we can cut the most pieces out of this. Okay, just back and forth, wiggle, wiggle, back and forth, wiggle, wiggle, back and forth, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wow, look how nice and gooey that is. All right, push that back in there. Now I'm gonna put my thumb here and check. It's about the width of my thumb. Okay, it's this wide, perfect for a cookie. Okay. Okay. Next, more waiting. Okay, this needs to get solid. It's gonna take, maybe not solid, but it needs to get less sticky. It needs to be less warm. So we're gonna give this about 5 to 6 minutes. Cool down, which is a fun time when my students are gonna be writing Dear Santa cards, and while they wait for this instead of standing over it, waiting forever for it to occur. So we're gonna fast forward through this. I'll be right back. Okay, so this has kind of cooled enough for us to cut it and take away individual pieces, I think. So we're gonna start with snowflake. Take snowflake. This is harder to push through than cookie dough, but if you put your hand on top, push down, that nice satisfying crunch should get it for you. Okay, then we're gonna pull it out, peel away the extra cereal, pull it over there. Okay, got this gooey star. Push it out with my spatula or my fingers. I'm gonna use my fingers. Look at all that marshmallow. Oh boy, it's pulling it apart. Oh no. Alright, there we go. Got my star. Pull this way a little bit so you can see the star on camera there. Here he is. Now, decorating. You guys are going to use smaller M&Ms in class, but for those of you at home just watching me do it, I want to give this a little blue color because it's supposed to be cold, right? So I'm going to just put a couple of them around on the inside of the star here. Stick it down, it'll stick to the marshmallow if it's still gooey enough. Stick. What's up? Oh no, I lost some of my M&Ms. Alright, so we have a chocolate cereal marshmallow star with M&Ms. Probably should. I'm gonna let this cool a little bit more before I try cutting other pieces because it's still a little gooey. But when you eat it, you can either just pick it apart and eat it, or even just ball it up and. It's really sticky, but really good. Alright, so maybe in class, so we have to wait 10 minutes before we do this. Alright, that's what we're doing. Use the other pieces, cut them out, eat, enjoy. Merry Christmas. Alright.